Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's video, I'd like to show you some of my favorite accessories for the DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. Now I've talked about this drone an awful lot on the channel because I love this drone. It's small, it's portable, it's incredibly functional, and it's a ton of fun to fly. So this guy is with me pretty much every time I leave the house because if I'm driving along and I see a beautiful area I've never flown before, I can't help myself. I have to pull over, put the drone up, and just have a little bit of fun. And I'm sure you're the same if you're flying a drone. So when a drone is released, the team at Drone Valley sits down and starts thinking about all the accessories you may want to use with that drone. Things that'll enhance your flying experience by making it safer, a little bit more fun, or maybe protecting the drone when you're traveling, or finding ways to charge it a little bit quicker so you can get out the door and back to flying. And the challenge is that all the accessory companies realize that a new drone has hit the market, so they start spinning up their factories, building products that they think you're going to need. And a lot of times those accessories are good, but more often than not, accessories hit the market that maybe aren't the best quality, or they seem great on a website. You buy it, it arrives, you put it on your drone, you fly with it a couple of times, and you realize, I'm really not using that accessory, and it ends up on a shelf or in a drawer someplace, and you've wasted money. So we want to spend time testing as many accessories as we can for all the drones that are on the market, and we've done this for all the new releases from DJI and others. And what we try to do is find the accessories that we're using on a regular basis that we recommend to friends, that other pilots are using, so you get a good idea of really what value you'll find in those accessories. So what I have here in front of me are accessories that are in my kit when I leave every day to go out flying, and these are accessories that I use every time I put the drone up, or when I'm transporting the drone from home to a location or between locations. And again, these are simple accessories to use because the metric we use to judge any accessory we're testing is it has to be reasonably priced, has to be functional, and it has to be easy to use. I don't like complicated accessories that take me 25 minutes to assemble some kind of Rube Goldberg setup to help me with my drone flight. I want something I can put on, take off, use when I need to, and just put it in my kit and bring it home at the end of the day. So what I'm going to show you today are accessories for the drone specifically. Now we have other accessories that I'll talk about for the controllers because there are some really cool accessories that we use both with the RCN1 controller and the DJI RC controller. So I've got a separate clip coming for those. But today I'm going to focus just on the drone because if I tried to do everything in one clip, we'd be here for an hour and a half. And I know you don't like those long clips. So today's just going to be the drone. All right, so for starters, the drone's small, which is an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage for a couple of reasons. Number one, the drone is going to land on the ground really close to the ground. So I always talk about a landing mat, and I know a lot of people out there like to hand launch and hand catch their drones, and that's great. But we're heading into those winter months when the ground's going to be wet, it's going to be snowy, there's going to be a lot of moisture down there. So having a landing mat really gives you two things. It gives you a great place to land the drone, a safe, dry place on the ground to land the drone, but it also gives you a place to put down your gear. So when you're flying your drone, if you've got a case with you or something else that you're bringing along for that day, you can set it down in a nice dry place. So I always recommend a landing mat, and there's a lot of different versions of landing mats out there on the market. They're really two different categories. They're the ones that fold up that are kind of hard cardboard, and then there's the cloth ones like this, or in this case it's nylon, that actually spring into action. So with this one, I want to show you how it opens up because right now it's in the folded position. This is the one that we use and we recommend. Watch what happens when I open this. Look how that springs open. Now the landing mat itself has got a wire ring in the outside of it that's under tension. So when you open this up, it stays completely open like this, and it gives you a nice taut piece of nylon to land on. In addition to that, it's double-sided, so that's the blue side, there's the orange side, and it's got this beautiful H in the middle of it. So if you're like me, I really believe pilots should learn how to take off and land. I love coming back and trying to land right on the H, but the important thing to remember is, number one, it gives you a nice surface to land on and to take off from that's clean, there's no debris, you're not going to have any moisture, but more importantly, it also gives you a place for your return to home functionality to see. So when you take off with a lot of these drones, they're going to look down at the place they took off, and then they're going to fly. And if you get into an emergency situation and hit return to home, it's got to come back and it's going to look down and try and identify where it took off. If you've got a landing mat like this on the ground, this stands out like a sore thumb from 100 feet up. So the drone's going to see that and know, oh, there's my home base. It'll fly back and land on the mat. So for a lot of reasons, a landing mat's a good move. And again, if you're a hand launcher, hand catcher, probably not something you're going to consider, but even if you don't use it to take off and land, it's a great place to put down your kit or your whatever you've got extra, your phone maybe when you're swapping out batteries. It's a nice dry place that you can put down on top of the snow or on top of the wet grass and know you've got safety. Now this landing mat in particular, I like it for a lot of reasons. I like because I can fold it up really easy. It fits in the case. It's got tie down stakes. It's heavy enough when you put it down, it's not going to fly around on you if the wind kicks up. It's also got reflective stickers you can put on it, because at night when you're using the down lights, if you've got the down light on the drone or if you've got flashers on the bottom, it'll see that reflection up above and makes it easier to land. So a landing mat is something I recommend to anybody that's starting to fly. And I know, again, I sound like a broken record, because a lot of people will say, Rick, you're talking about the landing mat again. We don't want a landing mat. Buy a landing mat. It's going to save you a lot of headaches. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, again, has to do with the size of the drone. I love the fact that it's small, but the challenge is, if you look in the front, look how close that's landing to the ground. So if you put this thing down in grass, in soft dirt, or even in a parking lot, the downwash from those propellers is going to kick up all kinds of sand and debris, and it's going to get into the camera and the sensitive gimbal assembly up front. So we've always searched for ways to lift these folding drones off the ground just a little bit to give you that extra clearance. So if you have to come down in the grass, you're not going to get grass up in the gimbal and the sensors. And that's exactly what this is. So this is a landing gear kit specifically made for the Mini 3, and it's incredibly easy to use. Right now it's in its folded position, but there are 4 feet on it that flip out like this. You can hear them ratchet out, so they lock in a position. And look at the difference in height that gives you. So your drone actually sits on the top of this, and these 4 feet are like spider legs that come out from the bottom of the drone, and they're incredibly stable, so you can land this on really uneven surfaces. A lot of times if you're landing on gravel, you know, the drone's going to tip over, your camera could hit the gravel. This is going to protect you from that. And it couldn't be easier to install it. You basically open the strap like this. You'll snap this on the bottom. You got to line these 2 holes in the front up at the feet, just like that. Strap goes around the top, and you just pop it in over here, and that's it, and it's on there. Now look at the difference in height. It has no effect whatsoever on the aerodynamics. It flies just like it did before. We couldn't see any discernible difference in the length of flight either. A lot of people ask that question, well, gee, doesn't it present a little bit more obstruction to the wind, and that's going to eat more electrons out of the battery? We couldn't determine any difference in flight times using this or not using this, but I can guarantee you, without this, you're taking a risk with the camera and the gimbal assembly, or more importantly, the downward facing sensors. If these get dirty, these are the VIO sensors, it's going to start losing its mind when it gets close to the ground, because it's bouncing infrared down from those VIO sensors to see where it is relative to the ground. And if they get dirty, you're going to have a lot of problems. So I like that a lot. You will have to take it off when you put it back in most kits, but it comes off as easy as it goes on. So you just basically unsnap the strap like that, pull it off, fold up the feet, and you can throw it back in your bag. You're good to go. All right, so that's the landing gear kit. And again, these are really simple things to use. What did that take me? 15 seconds to put it on and take it off. But the peace of mind it gives me knowing I'm not going to put that camera in danger or the sensors in danger is a really good thing. There are 2 versions of this. We have this one here, which is the gray one. There's also one with different colored feet. I think, yeah, they're orange to match the strap on this one. All right, this product is, it's a prop stabilizer. And what that's going to help you with is when you're heading home for the end of the day, you're going to fold up your drone. The challenge with these drones is when you fold them up, they fold up nice and small, but look what happens with the propellers. They're dangling all over the place, especially in the bottom. So if you try to put this back in your kit, these are going to get bent up. If you throw it in a backpack, they're going to get bent up. They could get broken. So what this does is hold all of the propellers in place. Now, I've had a lot of people send me emails saying, Rick, I could use a rubber band to do that. I guess you could, but you're going to bend the propellers. This one goes on and does 2 things for you. It keeps the propellers safe on the bottom. It also blocks these sensors, because if you throw it in a backpack and these get scratched, you're going to have problems again with the VIO. So you want to protect those sensors. This has 2 little cups in the front, right here and here, that cover those sensors. So you basically put it over the bottom like that. It snaps on. You can hear it click on. You bring that strap across the top like that, and just pop it on the other side, and that's it. Now you notice there's nothing. It's like one big package. The 2 sensors are covered in the bottom. The propellers are tucked in nice and tight there. These propellers are protected on the top, and it's just a nice little package you can put back in your bag, throw in your backpack, or even set it down in a seat in the back of your car. Not gonna have to worry about those propellers getting damaged. So I like that one an awful lot. And again, this comes with a black strap or an orange strap, depending on what you want. If you want to jazz up your drone, maybe go with orange here and orange there, and it'll look kind of cool. All right, so in addition to that, a couple other things. Charging was an issue with this drone because DJI and a lot of companies, quite honestly, Apple as well, have decided that they're not going to sell their technology anymore with a charger. And they're kind of portraying that as an ecological thing where they're saving you all these extra chargers that people don't need. I think you need a charger. So with the Mini 3, we sat down when it first hit the market. Actually, before that, we started on the project, to design a charger that would work specifically for the Mini 3. Now, this drone uses a charging technology. It's a fast charging technology called PD, or power delivery. And what that power delivery technology does is when you plug the drone into a charger that has power delivery capabilities, the charger will look at the drone and see what level the battery charge is at, and the charger can actually adjust its voltage and current to safely and quickly charge that battery. So initially, if the battery is really low, that PD charger will send a higher voltage to that battery to quickly charge it up to 50 or 60%, and then it'll knock down on the voltage and current to slowly charge it the rest of the way. You can use any charger to charge this. You have to have a charger that's at least 25 or 30 watts to actually charge it. But if you have a PD version of that charger, even better, because then that PD functionality kicks in and charges the battery quickly. So the first charger we came out with is a Drone Valley product, because we do develop a lot of products on our own. If we can't find a product on the market that we like a lot, or one that's decent quality, or maybe something hasn't been invented yet, we'll come out with a product. So this is a charger that we've developed. It's a 33 watt PD charger, which is perfect for the Mini 3. You can charge the bank with it, or you can charge the drone, or you can charge your controller. It's got a single USB-C connection on the end of it, so you can use a USB-C to USB-C cable to charge it. We offer this charger as the charger alone, which is a 33 watt PD charger. We also offer it as a kit, where it comes with this really nice valise, or this little bag you got to put it in. In addition to that, we have a cable in the kit. You can buy it with the kit, where you get a USB-C to USB-C cable. We also, with the kit, include these guys, which are adapters. Because a lot of times, if you're using this charger, maybe you've got an Apple phone and you'd like to charge it off this charger, you can do that. There's an adapter here that converts one of the USB-C ends into an Apple connector. There's another one that converts it into a micro USB connector. So if you have an older product that uses micro USB charging, you've got an adapter for that. We've also got an adapter here that'll convert it to a standard USB-A. So you can find just the charger on the website, or you can find it as part of a charging kit. But the key thing to remember is that you're getting a 33 watt PD charger. Now, I know there's a lot of companies that make chargers out there. A lot of them talk about them being PD. This one is also a GaN charger, which is the latest technology out there, which means the charger is going to be cooler when it's charging, and it's also a smaller charger than most of the ones on the market that are 33 watts. Most times when you find a charger this size, it's probably a 20 watt charger, which is going to take forever to charge this guy. So 33 watts PD. We also have two other chargers we came out with. This is a larger one, which is a multi-port charger, and this is 65 watts, so it's got two USB-C connections on it and a USB-A connection on it. Again, you can get it as part of a kit or just the charger. And we came out with a car charger as well. This is a 3-port charger, and it's a 95 watt charger, so 33, 65, 95. All of these will work with this, but just to get a charger that works out of the box, that's the one. It's the least expensive of the three, and it'll perfectly work for this product. If you want the extra ports, we've got the larger chargers as well. But I feel confident with these products. These two are GaN chargers, which again is that the latest technology. These are going to help you charge this quickly, get out the door, and just have a lot of fun. If you want to charge it in your car, the car charger does a great job as well. And again, all of these work with the battery in the drone, or if you bought the Flymore kit to charge it as part of the hub. They'll also charge the controllers, whether it's the RCN1 or it's the DJI RC controller. So that's the charging kits. Now, in addition to that, we thought a lot about when you're changing props. And I know it comes with this tiny little screwdriver, which is great, but you're gonna lose that, and it's really hard to, twist it with your fingers. So a while back, we came out with this kit, which is a screwdriver kit with 48 different bits in it. Now, it's got every imaginable bit you'd need to take every piece of gear apart on your Mini 3, but where it comes in really handy is if you're changing propellers. So it's a professional screwdriver kit. It's got the Drone Valley logo on it. And again, I know there are companies that make things that look like this, but we spent a lot of time designing the chargers, sitting down, deciding what was going to go in the kit. We actually had a pretty good argument at the shop about a year and a half ago when we put this together, because everybody's got their own favorite bit. There's security bits out there, there's torque bits out there. So finding 48 bits that everybody could agree on, it was like a United Nations negotiation. It was really that serious. But anyway, it's kind of cool. You push down here, it pops up, and then it slides out. So inside here, you've got the shaft, which all the bits fit in. They're all magnetic, by the way. You've got the shaft they fit in, and then you've got a really nice organized place for the bits on both sides. So it's a really nice kit to keep all your things together. If you have to change your props, you can pull this thing out. It just makes it really easy to use this to change your propellers. And again, you could use the screwdriver that came with the kit, but we found it to be a little bit, cumbersome. It's almost like a toy screwdriver. Here you've got a professional screwdriver set. The last thing I want to talk about is the transfer of the files off the drone, because a lot of people will connect it up to their computer and they'll transfer it that way. The challenge I have with that is I don't like using the drone as a card reader, because that's essentially what you're doing. The micro SD card is in the back right here. If you pull the card out, it's a little faster to make that transfer happen. So we came out with this card reader, which essentially allows you to pop the card out of the drone. And then when you pop the card out of the drone, this card reader is a 4-in-1 card reader. So it's got a USB-A connection down here. It's got an Apple connection on the top. It's got a USB-C over here and a micro USB over there. So you basically take the card, you slide it inside the card reader like that, and then you can slide this into your computer. You can transfer the files directly, or the best part is you can plug it into your iPhone here. You can view the files in the field. You can transfer the files to your phone. You can do the same for both of the USB-C connections on the side. So we like that a lot, because I know people say, well, why do you need it out in the field, Rick? Why don't you just wait till you get home to look at it? Well, think about it. If you're out and you found that perfect spot, or you're working commercially, you've got to make sure that you have the angles and the shots that you needed. So if you're out there in the field and you've taken a lot of footage, or you've taken a lot of pictures of a beautiful location, you want to make sure that the drone wasn't wonky, there wasn't something blocking it. So popping the card out when you're there on site, sliding it into that, pop it into your phone, just gives you a really good way to review those files to make sure that you've got the shots you need before you leave for the day. Because the one thing I can tell you about a picture is you got one shot at it. The sun's never going to be in that spot again. That duck's never going to be over there again. The sky isn't going to look as blue as it did that day. So you got to make sure you got the shots you need at the time you take the shots. And that's exactly what this does for you. And again, I know there's a lot of companies that make card readers on the market. We spent a lot of time and a lot of energy putting this one together to make sure that it works just fine with the drones and a lot of other products out there. And we stand behind all these products. So those are the key items that I use on a regular basis when I'm out flying. I use this to check my video. I use this if I have to change my propellers out in the field. I always use my landing gear. I use this to protect the props on the way back. And if I have to charge the product, I've got my car charger with me, and at home I can use the home charger to charge it up. So I really consider these essential accessories for the Mini 3 Pro. And again, when we find something we like, or we build something we're proud of, we offer it on the website. And all of these will have links below where you can go check them out. If they make sense for you, pick them up. We have them in stock. We ship every day. We get it to you faster than Amazon will. We also offer them on Amazon if you're more comfortable purchasing things over there. But really the point of the clip was to show you what I use out in the field to really enhance my flying experience around the Mini 3. And these are specifically for the drone. I have other accessories that really help out with the controllers when I'm out in the field as well. And that clip will come in a day or two. So if you have any questions about anything I've covered today, as always, drop those in the comments below. I promise to get back to you as quickly as I can. I have so many more clips we're working on. Plus, we've got the 12 days of Drone Valley Christmas coming up in a couple of weeks. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there, because you're not going to want to miss all those giveaways over Christmas. That's my favorite time of year, bar none. I'm already getting excited thinking about it, because we've got a lot of cool stuff lined up for this year. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all of your support. And until next time, as always, happy flying.